Do you see something squiggly in your dog's poo? Or maybe little segments that look like rice? Well, it's probably worms. Ugh. But don't worry, I'll show you how you can get rid of worms with simple foods and home remedies. And by the way, if you want free raw and cooked recipes you can make at home, just check out the link in the description for more details. They're all complete and balanced, and they all meet AAFCO nutritional requirements. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and if you're on YouTube, click the alert notification. Okay, so before we talk about natural dewormers, it's important to know that your dog can get rid of worms all on his own. Just as his immune system can fight viruses and bacteria, it can also kill worms. Your dog's immune system knows how to look for worms. If they damage the intestinal wall, then the immune system will be activated and it'll send out antibodies that flag the worm. Specialized immune cells will see these little flags on the worms, and they release histamine and other immune substances that are toxic to the worm. The worm will die, and then it'll be pooped out the back door. So worms are a natural part of your dog's digestive tract, but if too many start setting up camp and irritating his gut wall, then his immune system will spring into action and clean them up. So with that said, healthy dogs aren't really at risk for parasite infestations, but young dogs with immature immune systems, older dogs, and dogs with health challenges are much more susceptible to worm overloads. So your job isn't to give your dog toxins that will harm his immune system further when you kill the worms. Ideally, you'll want to use healthy foods that will help your dog's immune system do a better job. That's the goal. So with that said, let's look at some of the common foods that you can use if your dog has worms. First up is pumpkin seeds. These are one of the safest and most effective ways to take care of worms at home. Pumpkin seeds contain a substance that paralyzes worms so they can just be pooped out. Now, use only raw pumpkin seeds and run them through a coffee grinder. And you'll want to give about 1/4 teaspoon per 10 pounds of body weight once or twice a day with your dog's meals. Next up is garlic. And if you think garlic is harmful for dogs, then you need to watch this video here in the link. Now, garlic works not just for worms, but also for protozoan infections like Giardia. In fact, it works better than the prescription medication Flagyl. Now, just be sure you use fresh garlic. Just chop it up and then let it sit for 15 minutes before giving it to your dog. Give a 1/4 clove for every 20 pounds or so. Next, you can use diatomaceous earth. Now, this is just a natural mineral soil, but it's important to use food grade only and make sure it's mixed in really well with your dog's food because it can be irritating to your dog's lungs if he breathes it in. But don't let that deter you because diatomaceous earth works great for most worms, although it's not always the best for tapeworm. For small and medium dogs, use about 1 teaspoon a day mixed in wet food, and for larger dogs, maybe 1 tablespoon. Now, if your dog is healthy and doing well, try these for about 30 days or so. But if you need a little bit more help, then add some Oregon grape. This is a really strong dewormer, but it's also a little harsher on your dog's liver. So give milk thistle at the same time. You're going to want to give 12 drops of Oregon grape tincture and 1/4 teaspoon of milk thistle for every 20 pounds of body weight daily. Now, if your dog has liver problems or is pregnant, you'll want to skip this. And if your dog is pregnant, only use pumpkin seeds because that'll be the safest. Now, there are some harder working herbs like black walnut and wormwood that do a really good job with worms, but I'm not going to tell you how much to give because if these simple foods I gave you don't work after 30 to 45 days, then it's probably time to see your holistic vet anyway. She can guide you with these heavier duty herbs. But remember, if your dog has worms, it's not really a worm problem, it's an immune system problem. So for my dogs, I'd try a food or a herb that supports the immune system before I resort to harsher herbs or drugs that might stress it. If your dog is reasonably healthy, then these simple foods should do the trick. They're good for your dog's gut and for his immune system. And when it comes to your dog's health, remember the old adage, first do no harm. Now, if you have any questions in general or just in general, make sure you leave a comment below. We're always here to help out. And if you like this video, please like it, share it, and tell people about it. Thanks for watching.